What's up everybody? Welcome to the Stocks channel. My name is Cory, and today in the stock market we saw some more selling. Was this it and the selling is over? Or should you expect to see more selling tomorrow? First up, we'll take a look at the S&P 500 SPY ETF. So let's crack open this chart and see what's going on in the stock market today. So on the SPY ETF, we saw the price action going down negative 0.43% today, and we closed just under that 5 EMA. So yesterday's video was titled Buy the Dip, and this is a strong bull market, and I still do believe that. I think this is a buy the dip market, and you want to use this weakness as an opportunity to buy lower because this market is likely still going higher. How do we know this market is going higher? Well, first up, a day like today is a great example of why this market is so bullish. We saw a dip, and intraday we were trading below the 13 EMA at one point, and you could see that we got all of the pressure of the buyers that drove the price much higher, and we actually closed higher than the open even though we did have a very volatile day. The trend is still bullish, and in bull trends, the price action typically gets pressure to the upside, and we'll continue to see the price action confirm the trend on days like today. The price action was bullish today, even though we went lower. We're still closing over all of these key moving averages and support levels, and the bullish trend will eventually start pushing the price to brand new all-time highs. So remember, my price target was 393, and ever since we got a little bit above that target, we did start to see some selling pressure. So pay close attention to these price targets, because typically speaking, when we hit these price targets, you can expect to see some volatility and some selling. It's simply just profit taking in bull markets, and I always say this, but markets can't go up forever without any selling. All bull markets have corrections, all bull markets have selling and volatility, but they're healthy and they help the market go even higher the next leg up. So use the weakness and use the selling to buy the dip, and like I always say on the Discord server, raise cash as we continue to go higher and don't get greedy. If you're on the Stocks Channel Discord server and you're paying attention to what I'm telling you, you should be doing very well in this market because I'm telling you to sell high and buy low, and we're putting that cash to work at lower prices, and then we sell into the upward pressure. So it's just a rinse and repeat cycle of selling and buying, and if you can get that rhythm down, you're going to be a very profitable trader. That's why I always say that disciplined traders make the most money, because disciplined trading works in any market. Yes, this market is bullish, but you still have to be disciplined to make money. Just like in a bear market, you have to be disciplined to make money, you also have to be disciplined in a bull market. The time is eventually going to come when the stocks don't go up in a straight line forever, and you need to practice that discipline now so that you can remain profitable in any market. So as I was saying earlier, I still think this is a great buying opportunity, and I still think this market's going higher, and we will get confirmation of that with the price action going into tomorrow and going into next week. If we can see the price action on SPY go back up to 393 and we could start getting a couple of days closing over 393, that means SPY is very likely going up to my next price target at 404. So let's just trade the chart that's in front of us, and right now I want you to keep your eyes on 393. It's when we start breaking over 393 that you can start turning your gaze up to 404. So keep 393 in focus and continue to watch the support levels. Support I want you to pay attention to is going to be the 13 EMA at 388. The 20 simple moving average at 385, and then we do have one more strong support level down here at 381. Remember, for this bull market to start looking bearish, we need to get price action closes below the 20 simple moving average, and we need to see the 5 EMA cross below the 13 EMA. So right now, we're going to remain bullish because the price action and the trend are still bullish on the S&P 500. All right, next up is the Nasdaq 100 QQQ ETF, and we did see a lot of volatility on the Nasdaq 100 as well. So you can see at one point intraday, we came all the way down to the 20 simple moving average, and if you listened to me last night, I said that's going to be a strong support level in any bull market. The buyers stepped in, and we did close much higher than the open for the day. Even though we did close below the 5 EMA, this is still a relatively bullish price action candle, because we saw a lot of buyers step in, and when you see buyers stepping in and they're buying up the dip, that means it's still a healthy bull market, and there's still a lot of people that are willing to buy the dip because they still think the market's going higher. So just like with SPY hitting the price target at 393, we also had the QQQs hitting my price target around 338. That did trigger selling, and it's very healthy and it's very normal and it's to be expected. So pay attention to these price targets because they're telling you when you should be locking in profits and possibly getting ready to raise some cash to put to work at lower prices. I'm not trying to call a top, I'm just trying to tell you to prepare for anything, and the price targets are something that you could use as a gauge of when to get a little more defensive. We can see we still have a strong bull trend, and the support levels I want you to watch on the QQQs are at the 13 EMA at 331, the 20 simple moving average down here at 329, and then our strong support level at 326. Just like with the S&P 500, I'm still bullish on this market and I still expect to see the Nasdaq 100 continue to go higher. So watch the price target at 338 in the near future, and then if we can break and close over that, it's likely we're going to head up to the next price target at 342. On the Dow Jones, we went down about negative 0.33% today, but you can see we also had a lot of buyers stepping in, and we did get a price action close over top of the 5 EMA. So the Dow is still looking more bullish than the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100 for 3 days in a row now. Pay attention because that's a very important cue. There's a lot of buyers stepping into the Dow lately, and you can see that the Dow is actually outperforming the other indices. So a price action close over the 5 EMA with a strong bull trend is telling us that the Dow wants to continue to head higher towards our price target, which is now up here at 327. Watch the strong support levels at 313 and then down here at the 20 simple moving average at 310. On the ARK ETF, we went down about negative 1.96%, and we also saw buyers step in and around that 20 simple moving average, which is right around 148. You can see we still have a bull trend, but it is in jeopardy because the 5 EMA is negatively sloping and it is starting to head lower. But if the price action on ARK holds up above the 20 simple moving average and we start to bounce from here, we're very likely going to maintain this bullish trend on the way back up to the price targets. Watch the price targets above at 156 and 160. Strong support levels are going to be the 20 simple moving average at 148 and the gap close down here around 142. Next up is the VIX, which is our fear indicator, and we did see the VIX going up 4.6% today, which is completely normal on a day that we see selling in the S&P 500. You can see the VIX did find resistance at the 20 simple moving average, and we did close below the 50 EMA and the 20 simple moving average. You could see by the moving averages that the VIX is in a bearish trend, and we're still holding below resistance at 24.8. So while the VIX is rising a little bit today, it's still not showing a huge sign of volatility and selling coming in the future because the VIX failed to break through resistance and close higher for the day. So you can see that the VIX and the way we saw the price action acting in the indices, that this market is still bullish, and that's why I am labeling this market a buy the dip market. It's not being a permabull, it's following the trend and following the price action, and we have to acknowledge that they're still telling us that this market is bullish. Watch support levels below on the VIX at 21.5 and 20, but if the VIX does start breaking down below support, we're going to see a lot more buyers coming into this market, and we're likely going to see brand new all-time highs. Next up is the US dollar, and we did see weakness in the dollar today, closing back below all the moving averages. We're still in a bear trend on the dollar, and we're still forming lower highs for the time being. So right now I expect to see the dollar continue to head down for another leg lower towards 89, and a weak dollar should mean a strong stock market. On gold, we're still hanging around support at 1776, and we need to start seeing a bounce off of this level soon, or we could be heading down to 1746. Watch the resistance level above at 1826 if we do start to bounce off of this support level. On silver, we saw some selling today, but we still have the benefit of a bullish trend. We're holding up above a positive sloping 20 simple moving average, so the price target above is still up here at 27.5. Break and close over that level should bring us up to $29. On Bitcoin, we're still looking bullish, and we're still holding up above the 5 EMA. There's a very strong bullish trend on Bitcoin yet again, which means Bitcoin is officially running, and it should have no trouble getting up here to my price target at $54,700. Don't forget that Bitcoin is finally reaching the point where it could be reaching a very critical top. That doesn't mean Bitcoin can't go higher, but it does mean that it will need a long cool-off period, and it will need to consolidate and correct before it can continue to go higher. I'm not saying it has to be at this $55,000 level, but it's something that you want to pay close attention to and you want to get more defensive. Bitcoin can easily go through a 30 to 50% correction, and if you haven't seen it before, just look at a chart and go back to 2018. On Amazon stock, we had a very bullish day going up 0.59% on a day that the Nasdaq 100 actually saw some selling. So as you can see from the price action, we're confirming this breakout, and we did get a break of a resistance level as well. So my price target on Amazon is all the way up here at $34.40, and it is still possible that Amazon is going to back test this breakout as support before it continues to bounce and head higher. So watch for possible support around 3,300, but the price target above is confirmed at 34.40, and it does look like we're heading there in the very near future. On Apple stock, we continue to see a lot of selling, going down negative 0.86% today, and we did get very close to my support level around 127. We do have a previous price target around 127, and it does look like Apple did find support there. Apple still could head lower towards the support line that we didn't quite touch, but it's also possible we're seeing the bottom and Apple's getting ready to bounce. So continue to watch support around 127 and watch the price target above around 136. We will have to get another price action close back above the 50 EMA now that we're below it, and that's right around $131. On the financial sector, we're still holding up above the positive sloping 5 EMA with a strong bull trend, so the financial sector is still looking bullish and healthy. On the industrial sector, we're back below the 5 EMA, but we still have a strong bull trend, and it still looks like we're going to continue to trend higher on the industrial sector. On healthcare, we got a price action close back below the 20 simple moving average, and you can now see that all of these moving averages are basically stacking up to be on the same exact point, which is a strong area of confluence, and we could see a big move on the healthcare sector very soon. We do have strong support just below at the positive sloping 50 EMA, and we would need to see a price action close over the 20 simple moving average to confirm another bullish run on the healthcare sector. So going back to the S&P 500, we still see a strong financial and industrial sector, and we do see a relatively weak tech sector and healthcare sector. However, we do see a VIX that's still showing signs of low fear in this market, and we're not getting any follow through with the selling. On a day like today, it would have been very easy for the selling to continue and to see much lower prices, but instead we saw buyers step in, driving the price action higher. So the price action is the key indication that I want you to pay attention to, and right now the price action is saying bullish. It's also very clear from this chart that we have a very strong bullish trend. So don't fight the trend, let the trend be your friend, and right now we have to remain bullish on this market. So watch that price target above at 393 because it looks like we're well on our way back up to those levels. Remember to stay disciplined because I want you to be profitable in this market. If you haven't already, come check us out at the Stocks Channel Discord where we're absolutely crushing this market. You can find out how to join the Discord server by clicking on the link in the description of this video. So next up, let's take a look at the Stocks Channel Hot Stocks. Welcome to Hot Stocks. Just a friendly reminder that there will be a brand new hot stock coming to YouTube next week. Alright, so first up, let's take a look at Tesla stock, and we did see Tesla going down negative 1.35% today, and as you could tell, that's a price action close below the support level at 793. So you really can't look at this as anything other than bearish, and that is why I've been warning you on Tesla stock that we're likely finishing a fifth wave, and we're due for a correction, and the stock is not going to be bullish until this correction is over. So there's going to be pain in the short term and possibly even the medium term on Tesla stock, so I want you to be prepared for that. This is not the same stock that's going on a rocket launch to Mars. Even though you're used to that, this stock is long gone and it's now looking bearish. We're below support. We're coming back down to test the 50 EMA in the very near future, down around 755, and it's possible we even break down below that level and head lower in the high 690s. So don't get into this stock blindly because of its past performance. I can't stress that enough. You can see that we have bearish trending. The 20 simple moving average has officially rolled over and it's negatively sloping, and there could be a lot more downside in this stock. That's why I've been telling you for the longest time that this could be any day now that we finish out this fifth wave and we're due for a correction at the end of that wave. So every day that goes by, it's looking more and more likely that my price target at 906 was the top on this stock, at least in the near term, and we need to complete this corrective cycle before we can continue to go higher. So if you're in Tesla for the long term, your goal right now is just to hold on for dear life and try to accumulate at some of these support levels. So watch the 50 EMA and watch the level down here around 695. If we do start bouncing above here, we need to get back above the 20 simple moving average, and we need to reclaim that average, and we need to start showing bullish price action. Right now we're below support, so we're going to remain bearish on Tesla stock. And next week, we'll likely take Tesla off of hot stocks and move it into the main section of the video. Next up is NIO stock, and just like with Tesla stock, you're seeing bearish signs on this stock. We closed below that support level that I told you to watch at 55, which means get out of this stock because it could go much lower. Just like with Tesla stock, we are finishing out a fifth wave, and it's looking more and more likely that we hit that price target at 67, and that was the top on NIO. Of course, these are temporary tops, and stocks can always go higher after they correct, but you don't want to be stuck in this stock for a long-term bear market or correction cycle when your money could be better spent somewhere else. So I would not be in NIO stock right now, especially if it closes below this 50 EMA. It's likely coming all the way back down to at least $49. Next up is Palantir stock, and Palantir is also getting destroyed today, going down negative 7%. Now this is another stock that's probably going to do very great things in the long term, but in the short term, I have to tell you that the stock is bearish. It's trading below the 50 EMA. The 20 simple moving average looks like it's getting ready to roll over. And while if you're long term in this stock, this is a great time to be accumulating, it's not necessarily the best time to be a short term trader or a short term swing trader. Can the stock go higher? Absolutely. We could easily go back up to $31, but it's also just as possible that we're coming back down to $22.50. So watch these support levels at 22.5 very closely. And we did close very close to a support level around 25.5 today, which is a possibility that we will see a bounce off of this level. So in any event that we do bounce, watch the 50 EMA as resistance at 28, and then our previous price target above at $31. It is possible that PLTR did bottom, and if you are in this stock for the long term, it is safe to start buying at these levels. Next up is Snow stock, and we saw Snow going up 0.35% today, which is actually pretty good considering that the rest of the stock market was typically selling off. So we saw some strength in Snow, and we continue to see this level around 283 holding up, and it is possible Snow is getting ready for that next leg higher. Remember I said it's going to look something like this on Snow, and eventually we will find a bottom, and we will be ready for that next leg higher. So you're either in this stock for the long haul and you're riding it up to 325 or 350, or you just want to get out now because it is still possible that we break down and come back down to 266. So weigh your risk and reward and you decide for yourself, but I'm still bullish on this stock as long as it's closing above 285. I think this stock still has a lot of potential, and I still do think it's going to that 350 level. Next up is Facebook stock, and we see Facebook going down negative 1.53% today and closing right on top of support at that 50 EMA. The support level I want you to watch is currently where we closed, right around 269. If we do start heading lower, it's possible we're coming all the way back down to 261. However, we do have bullish trending and the price action is holding up on support right now, so I'm going to give benefit to the bulls that they're going to come in and buy up the stock and start driving it higher. Price targets I want you to watch are at 272, 277, and then 281. It is very likely that Facebook is going much higher, but those are the price targets I want you to watch in the near term. So remember, if you want more hot stocks daily on the ground level, come check out the Stocks Channel Discord where I give you new buy signals every single day. You can find out how to join the Discord server by clicking on the link in the description of this video. So thanks for watching, everybody. Remember to stay disciplined in this market and you will remain profitable. I really do hope you're crushing this market and making a ton of money. And as always, I will see you in the next episode.